I think there's a number of chances that we might avoid the shutdown. At the same time, I'm not very optimistic that Democrats are going to yield on providing $5 billion for wall funding.
Do you think there should be a short-term continuing resolution to avoid a shutdown?
No. I mean, what makes January any better than December 21st? I'm willing to stay here through Christmas to get it done right.
So there's North Carolina Congressman Mark Meadows from yesterday. Many lawmakers saying they're in the dark about President Trump's plan to avert a partial government shutdown by Friday midnight. South Dakota Senator Mike Rounds is on both the Armed Services and Banking, Housing and Urban Affairs Committee. Sir, how you doing? And good morning to you. You got a deadline. Nothing focuses the mind quite like a deadline. What do you think happens here?
Well, what we're hoping happens is that Chairman Shelby is able to bring people together and to come up with an appropriation bill that lasts all the way until next October. That's what we're hoping for right now. I think Chairman Shelby's got the right idea. It doesn't get any better waiting any longer, and a continuing resolution really is not the right way to go.
Yeah, do you believe
so we'd like to see the appropriations process.
Do you believe in border security as defined by a wall or however else you want to define it?
Yep, a border security system is critical, and as you probably recall, we had 54 votes in the Senate on the Rounds-King bill last February, and that would have provided $5 billion a year, or I'm sorry, $2.5 billion per year for 10 years for $25 billion total. We got 54 votes on the floor of the Senate. 46 Democrats voted with us on that, and so they've kind of modified their position a little bit. Now, granted, we included in that ending chain migration for parents of these DACA kids in that, but Democrats at that point were willing to work with us on the deal. I would hope at some point we can make a deal to bring that back up and solidify this.
What do you think changed?
They won the House. And now that they've won the House, they know that beginning January 2nd, things don't get any easier for us to get this done. And so every single day that goes on, getting closer to the second day of January, the more positioning and more bargaining power our colleagues on the other side of the aisle have. So the sooner we get this thing done, the better off we are. I'm afraid that they're going to be really tough to deal with the closer we get. Two
specific questions. Number one, let's go back in time. 2007, 2006, 2009. This is what was said in Washington.
We can't keep track of people who are in our country and trying to cross our border. So there's something very wrong with that, and we're going to try to fix that. We're making some steps to do that now.
We'll authorize some badly needed funding for better fences and better security along our borders, and that should help stem some of the tide of illegal immigration.
Fewer illegal immigrants, higher GDP, more jobs, reduced deficit.
So what changed, I ask you again? Did your colleagues on the left find religion when it comes to money?
No, I think what happened was we have a Republican president who's made this a cornerstone of what he wants to get done, and they're being the opposition to it. Now, they did vote, 46 of them voted for $2.5 billion a year, fully authorized and appropriated last February. Seems to me that at this stage of the game, they should be able to move forward and agree, but they don't seem to see it that way, and they think now that they've got the House, they're going to be able to be in a better position to negotiate. I think it's going to be very difficult to get them to the bargaining table at this stage of the game. So whatever we can get done right now to move forward with improving the existing border security system we've got, we'd better be taking a look at it, recognizing that until we actually get a border security system in place like the president wants to do, this problem is not going to go away.
So you take the $1.3 billion or the $1.6 billion, whatever it is, you take that deal, or? Is that what you're saying?
I know that they have suggested 1.3, but I can also tell you that they've already approved in the committee 1.6 billion. So if the president's able to get anything over 1.6 billion, it's better than what we had before.
Okay, I gave you something.
I'm not sure exactly where we go when we're all done, but we need to move forward. A shutdown is not the place to go right now.
I just sent you something from the right. Here's something from the left. Reading from the AP now, many Republicans say it's up to Trump and Democrats to cut a deal. Is that what GOP members are saying? It's between Democratic leaders and the president?
Yeah, look, we want to support the president in his efforts to get the border security system on its way. And at the same time, we don't want to shut down government. So the president has made it very clear that he wants to move forward with a border security system. Democrats have said at this stage of the game, you know what? The pressure's on you right now because come January 2nd, we get the House, and at that stage of the game, life is going to get more miserable for the president to get anything done at all. And so At this point, I think Chairman Shelby, he's trying to be the individual that's trying to move this thing forward. He wants to get this done on time, and I think he clearly understands that, that shutting down the government's not the way to go.
What's your best guess? Does it happen or not? Partial shutdown or not?
I think, no, I'm optimistic that adults will come on every side and that we will get this thing done and that we will not have a government shutdown. It's simply, look, remember, 80% of the government's not going to shut down in a worst-case scenario. 20% would. But it simply sends the wrong message about responsibility in Washington, D.C. We need to get our job done, and the sooner we get it done, the better.
Thank you, Senator. Mike Rounds from South Dakota. Thank you for coming on today.